Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 543 based on novel. So let's start. Hearing the words of the Supreme Elder in front of him, Xiao Yan felt something in his heart. The accommodating capacity of the lower planes is extremely low, and naturally it is not as good as the top planes of the Great Thousand World. Therefore, the holy flame young fire may be scattered in the Dochi continent and subdivided into 22 different fires under the erosion of countless years. The Emperor Yang ring should contain the Fenju exercises, but it was weathered and corroded with the passage of time, and turned into a fragment of Fenju, which also fell into some caves in the lower realm, and was later collected by Yaro Laro and others in the caves. Middle. This also created the ancient Emperor Tuorsha and yourself later, and the Golden Dragon King guarded the space passage in the Dochi continent to a large extent to protect the Dochi continent below from trouble. Thinking of this, Xiao Yang's heart surged with warm currents, but what was the reason for these powerhouses to take precautions? Or is there a supreme existence that threatens their lives? Doubt still fills my mind. It turns out that there are such mysterious things in it. But the junior still has a question in his heart: how did the senior fall? Is there a way to resurrect? Xiao Yang was relieved. It seemed that the strange fires in the Dochi continent were all secretly carried out by these peak powerhouses. For a while, they were both angry and loving. As for Xiao Tianyuan, a powerhouse above the peak of Samsara, why did it fall down, leaving a trace of strength to guard the flame god cauldron? The world master at the center of the human world? Or is it something done by the leader outside the realm? If such a door that penetrates into the sky, if it can be resurrected, I am afraid. I forgot. Maybe it's the so-called battle of the gods, or someone sneaked up, but it's definitely not the world master of the human world and the leader outside the realm. As far as our strengths are concerned, we are all about the same level. As for resurrection, even the resurrection power of the kingdom of angels cannot be resurrected. In my vague memory, it seems that I was sealed by a special power when I fell. Xiao Tianyuan shook his head. His memory of these ancient events was already very vague. Leaving this strange place is just to pass on the flame god cauldron. The power of this divine artifact is difficult for even the powerhouses standing at the peak of the Great Thousand Worlds. Everyone in the world says that the flame god cauldron was made by me, but I don't have that ability. I, the Holy King and others, are nothing but the guardian of the flame god cauldron. The person who made it may be a real mansion. When we got this artifact, although there were 35 holy pattern holes on it, it was not complete. In the long years, after gathering the power of countless strong men, we just finished collecting the holy pattern and let it recreate it. Unleash its brilliance. Xiao Tianyuan tried his best to recall. It seems that the latter tried his best to reveal everything in his memory. Xiao Yang felt a little helpless for a while. Get ready, the remaining power can't help you too much now. I'm afraid it can only enlighten you, let you completely control the fourth realm of Fenju and the flame god cauldron. As for the latter realm, the first layer is more than one level of difficulty. I am afraid it can only depend on your good fortune. Senior, please let go. Hearing this scene, Xiao Yang's mind suddenly rolled over. I'm afraid that the next situation, he can only rely on himself. Are you ready? Let's get started. This world can only be guarded by you. Xiao Tianyuan's body began to disappear, endless black holes poured out, and his eyes were fixed on Xiao Yang. 1, 2, 3, this is the sixth generation? However, at the moment when the latter mobilized the power of heaven and earth, Xiao Yang strangely discovered that behind this guy, there was a looming mark of a lotus flower. The lotus flower was divided into 6 petals, and each piece contained endless mystery. I'm afraid even this guy himself doesn't know such obscure things. Is he actually the 6th generation of that guy? A touch of horror poured into his heart, but Xiao Yang didn't open his mouth. This kind of thing was too obscure and huge. This is an excellent flame god formation, which will help you control the flame god cauldron and burning dew. As for those terrifying fighting skills, due to some special reasons, they cannot be given to you, so you can only find them yourself. While speaking, Xiao Tianyuan's whole body was actually flickering with countless bright flames, and immediately this world was completely filled with countless divine powers. In the flame formation, the flame cauldron, which had been scaled to the size of a palm, stood silently, as if it contained endless danger. Boom! Countless molten flames rushed towards Xiao Yang's body like a tide of energy. The limbs and bones, the soul realm and other places were filled up in an instant, and there was a wild beast-like madness in his eyes. That burning sensation made Xiao Yang's entire body seem to be torn apart by flames. Pain. The pain that penetrates deep into the bone marrow and penetrates the soul. Feng Ju Fourth Realm. Fen Tian. The grand murmur resounded, and suddenly the whole world was silent. Countless magnificent and hot flames suddenly burst out from Xiao Yang's body, completely purifying this world. At this moment, the power of burning dew in the body combined with the holy flame seems to have brought Xiao Yang into a very strange realm. The entire sky was burned by it, as if everything was in the palm of his hand. Pretty good talent. Xiao Clan, I will entrust it to you. The sound of laughter reverberated throughout the world, and the last breath of Xiao Qinyuan's breath disappeared completely at this moment. Congratulations to the ancestors. It was not until the fourth realm of burning dew in the body was completely controlled that Xiao Yang bowed solemnly to the place where Xiao Qinyuan disappeared. He doesn't know how mysterious the so-called Reincarnation 9 contains, but he will use his own power to guard this world and the people he sees. It's just that he also knows that a special existence like Xiao Qinyuan is probably a fall in the true sense. Even if he breaks through to the soul of the gods, he may not be able to resurrect the latter. Strength is still in the 8th level reincarnation rank, but with the power of Fenju, Shenyang, and even the Flame God Cauldron, today's Xiao Yang, under the 9th level, is almost invincible. Why did this dominant figure standing at the top of the Great Thousand Worlds die? Many doubts still plagued Xiao Yang. Since the Flame God Cauldron has been retrieved, it's time to return to the endless fire territory. The matter of the Sea of Samsara is probably already in a hurry. The time left for me is running out. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, his whole body trembled, and a very complicated crack opened in the void, and the whole person disappeared in an instant. Following Xiao Yang's departure, this piece of heaven and earth collapsed at a speed visible to the naked eye, as if the latter had completed his final mission and drowned in the long river of time. This piece of heaven beyond the sky really lives up to its reputation. Just left the Jedi and went out to the void. Seeing the Jedi collapse instantly, Xiao Yang shook his head helplessly. Xiao. Lord Xiao, wait a minute. And just when Xiao Yang was about to move his front feet, there was a black shadow in this void, dragging his severely injured body, and said extremely weakly. In the faint void, Xiao Yang was just walking around when he was suddenly attracted by a gloomy voice from behind. This voice seemed to be somewhat familiar, causing Xiao Yang to slowly stop his steps. You are. Xiao Yang frowned, looking at the pitch-black figure hidden in the void in the distance. He couldn't help but speak. Judging from the perception of soul power, this guy's aura is very weak, and he doesn't have the slightest evil aura, which is very strange. Could it be the powerhouse at the center of the human world? Thinking of this, Xiao Yang's expression couldn't help becoming serious. Although he is not afraid now, if the opponent is really a strong man in the center of the human world, he may not be able to avoid a real ***** battle. It's me. Dark Yanggong. Leng Luo Chen. The void trembled, a huge silver mirror gushed out, and behind Jing Mian, there was a worrisome figure bathed in a pool of blood. Dark Yanggong. Demon King Leng Luo Chen? Xiao Yang's soul power was released, and his induction also confirmed the latter's true identity. What happened? After a while, Xiao Yang stretched out his hand to support the latter. Immediately, a stream of pure power was poured into his body, nourishing the latter's body that would fall completely at any moment. On his chest and on his body, bloodstains the size of an arm were clearly visible. The injury was too severe. I am afraid that even if Xiao Yang treated him, he would not be able to return to the sky. Who is the killer who is so ruthless? Xiao Yuzhu. Dark Yanggong was completely wiped out by the second evil ***** of darkness, the third evil god, and the evil queen, who were newly appointed outside the territory. They attacked Dark Yanggong with an evil army in the open, and secretly used the power of the Dust World artifact, a sneak attack on the Dakian palace. The whole Dark Yanggong was caught off guard because of this. Except for me who fled, the rest of the army was wiped out. Leng Luochen's expression was complicated, and he seemed to regard Xiao Yang as the last straw to save his life. Even his voice was filled with an extremely miserable taste. The Great Thousand Palaces are completely destroyed. Xiao Yang's eyelids twitched violently. With Dark Yanggong's ability, most of the Demon Slayer's strength is around the 5th to 7th reincarnation rank, and there is a real 8th reincarnation rank among them. How could such a powerful force fall so easily? The power of those two evil gods is probably also at the 8th level. How did you find this place? Xiao Yang was shocked for a while, but he still asked. At the time of the crisis, the Mirror of Nothingness sensed the location of Lord Xiao. This artifact is given to Lord Xiao Yu, and I hope that Lord Xiao can avenge us for the sake of the great thousand world. Many things in the past, offended. At this moment, a helpless smile emerged from the corner of Lung Luochen's mouth, as if he had fully revealed the hostility in his heart and died without regret. Where are they? Where are they now? After erasing Darqiangong, they didn't leave Daqian, but rushed towards the Phoenix family's new residence. Lung Luochen said forcefully and breathlessly, Lord Xiao Yu, end me. The evil power in me will not last long. You should keep your power to deal with the evil gods outside the realm. Go all the way. I will help you protect this world. I will also help me. Xiao Yang had a good impression of Lung Luochen and wanted to help the latter deal with those evil forces, although he would have to pay a considerable price for it. However, after the other party's repeated requests, Xiao Yang's eyes closed slightly, and 9 color flames poured out, turning into a splendid sky of flames, gently engulfing the latter's body, soul. Thanks. At this moment, Lung Luochen's eyes have endless meaning of relief. Darqiangong was destroyed, and he desperately tried his last strength to ask Xiao Yang for help. He could no longer go back to face those strong men, and to escape, death might be his best destiny. After taking away the heavenly mystery realm, Xiao Yang's body surged with the spatial coordinates of the Phoenix clan's new residence pouring out from it, and he headed straight for the void. At the same time, the all-out war between the Daqian world and the foreign evil races has caused a sensation in the whole world. Darqiangong, desolate ancient heavenly palace and other places were all attacked by the army of foreign evil tribes. For a time, the entire Daqian world suddenly fell into crisis. The Endless Flame Alliance, in the Endless Fire territory. With Yaoji and Zuna as the 4 mistresses, they also took a very decisive decision when the war broke out. With the huge intelligence network of the Endless Flame Alliance today, it has clearly investigated many evil armies of the evil clan outside the territory. In this operation, 18 royal families and 6 holy clans have been dispatched from outside the territory. Among them, the 2 major royal families tried their best to besiege the demon world, trying to completely occupy the ghost world. For this reason, Xiao Yi led the strong fire elves to support. The 3 royal clans and the Great Saint clan attacked the heavenly realm, and Yun Yun led Luo Menglan and Xiao Gui there. As for the ghost world, Mu Yingying, the cold-blooded general, the old man with white bones, Mu Feng and others went to them. As for the other spirit-swallowing clan, Sword Region, Miao Lingyin, the Holy Spirit Medicine Sacred Valley Physician, the Undead Holy Cemetery and many other places, they are also engaged in shocking battles. Boom. This is a place in the void. At this moment, after images of phoenixes flickered from the void, falling down like lost flowers and willows. In the center of the void explosion, the flames raged, and countless flames and phoenixes roared out, shaking violently in the quiet void. In such a huge battle, there are many hot flames scorching hot, and destructive power seeps out from it, causing the surrounding void to be slowly distorted. The Patriarch, a few supreme elders. Let's go quickly, Feng Wei can't support it for long. In the crowd, an old man with an old face begged bitterly, his voice full of choking. Go! I won't leave my clan to escape without authorization. The silent eyes of Chen Ying, the leader, suddenly burst into a sense of relief. He looked at the outer explosion circle, and the anger in his beautiful eyes was ready to explode like a volcano. We don't have any way out anymore. Even if we go, where can we go? Patriarch, give your order. Several high-ranking elders in the crowd looked at each other in dismay, and immediately said with a serious expression, let's fight. Even if you die in battle, you will definitely make these black sheep pay a heavy price. Patriarch Feng. The Endless Flame Alliance is so powerful now, we might as well. Looking at the situation of the top management, some voices with the right to speak emerged. Endless Flame Alliance, that is the force established by Xiao Yang, a descendant of the Xiao family. In the beginning, our Phoenix family and the Dragon family spared no effort to help them when the Dragon and Phoenix clan were in disaster. They only helped the Dragon clan. Where did they put our Phoenix clan? Such an ungrateful human being. Our Phoenix family, even if we die in battle, we will never rely on them. I've made up my mind, let's do it. Crash. The hot energy Phoenix shadows floated out everywhere, and a very terrifying fluctuation emerged faintly. The strength of the Phoenix family has undergone earth-shaking changes after Nirvana. The strength of its patriarch Feng Luani has reached the 8th level of reincarnation, and the strength of the other elders is also hovering around the 6th and 7th levels of reincarnation. Such terrifying strength is truly embarrassing. You old fellow, can you walk slowly? The Phoenix family is in danger, and it is urgent. When did the famous spirit-swallowing king become so eager for the survival of the Phoenix family, or what is the hidden meaning behind it? While speaking, the two instantly swept towards the Phoenix clan, but according to their speed, it seemed that they would be a little faster than Xiao Yan. In the void, there is still a dead silence. The pitch-black void seems to have layers of viscous black gas that completely enveloped it. Under such a quiet atmosphere, it seems that some crisis is slowly approaching. Bang! After a while, bursts of light suddenly poured out of the void, and the two figures shuttled freely in the void, as if they were looking for something. Spirit-swallowing king, are you sure that the Phoenix family's new residence is here? The two figures are both dignified and imposing, and one of the figures with a giant sword on his back suddenly shook his head. According to the information, the void here is their new station. The king of swallowing spirit shook his head, his eyes narrowed slightly to stare at this dead void, and he couldn't find the Phoenix family for a long time, which made him feel slightly uneasy. When the army of the evil clan outside the realm attacked the spirit-swallowing clan and the sword territory, their two forces united to push them back, and only then did they learn about the Phoenix clan from the mouths of those guys, and they came non-stop. Boom! With a sound, a deafening figure suddenly appeared in the dead void. It turned out to be the one who was sealed by those guys. Let's go. The two looked at each other and suddenly followed. Plundering into the void that was originally empty has now turned into a forest full of ancient aura. Pieces of phoenix feathers are scattered randomly, blood, and the remains of the huge phoenix can be seen everywhere. But at the end of this forest, there is a disturbing black aura dormant here. The Great Thousand Palace has been destroyed by us, and now the destruction of the Phoenix family is very important. As long as we destroy the Phoenix family again, the commander-in-chief of the Holy Clan and the leader of the outside world will definitely give us a very rich reward. But I have to remind you that although the Phoenix family has lost its glory, the 7th and 8th reincarnation level powerhouses are not fuel-efficient lamps. Among the crowd, there was the first enchanting woman in a silver dress. Her voice was cold and there was no trace of emotional fluctuations. Yes, Lord Hades. Seeing the third evil god queen speak, all the royal powerhouses nodded, daring not to show any disobedience. The woman in the grey robe always had a terrifying aura on her body, and her slender waist twisted, causing the whole world to dim slightly. The third evil goddess, the half-step eightfold reincarnation level. The second evil god, the 8th level of reincarnation. In addition to the many 4, 5 or 6 reincarnation levels in the royal family around him, as well as the leaders among the saints, the half-step eightfold reincarnation level, such a terrifying power can be used to destroy the current Phoenix family with ease. However, my lord, this forest is full of Phoenix flames. Once we forcibly step in, it will be extremely unfavorable for us. Among the crowd, many people spoke. It can't be over, because they come. Immediately, the second evil ***** opened his mouth slightly and looked at the shadow of the phoenix that began to shake in the forest. Patriarch Feng, I haven't seen you for a long time. I wonder how your Phoenix family is doing recently. With the appearance of the other party, the evil god Nether Queen slowly took a step forward, and the endless evil spirit poured out from under the grey skirt like an overwhelming aura, adding a very strong stroke to this world. It's just a defeated general. Feng Luani laughed, and the phoenix shadow around her body instantly swelled up, reaching a size of several hundred meters in a short time. For a time, the entire forest was filled with an extremely wild sacred aura. There is no way, if Feng Luani and others don't come out, I am afraid that the few blood of the Phoenix family will be killed by these guys. A defeated general? Ha ha ha. Without those 9th level powerhouses, how can the Phoenix clan be compared with the Dragon clan? Facing Feng Luani's contemptuous smile, the evil god queen sneered. You. Hearing the other party's rude remarks, the confidants of the Phoenix clan behind Feng Luani looked gloomy and uncertain. In the First World War, although Dakianji reluctantly defeated the outside world, at the last moment, the outsiders' smashing and sinking action caused the entire Dakian world to be in turmoil. At the time of the defeat, countless Saint Raceons were suddenly dispatched from outside the territory, as if they were dying, to attack these super races separately. The Dragon clan and the Phoenix clan bear the brunt. But the war between heaven and earth has just ended. The two super races contributed too much power in the war of heaven and earth. As a result, the power within the clan was dying at that time. Countless strong people in the clan were seriously injured, and they had no strength to fight against the strong people of the evil clan and holy clan. Siege. At this time, the Xiao clan sent a helping hand to help the two major races respectively. The reinforcements rushed to the Dragon clan and sheltered the 9 dragon kings and some henchmen, but the reinforcements who went to support the Phoenix clan never showed up. In that war, without the rescue of the Xiao clan, they were almost destroyed only by the severely injured Phoenix clan. If it wasn't for the power of self-destruction and the power of holy flames, the elders of the supreme beings sent the remaining strong Phoenix clan into Phoenix. Sleeping in the flame crystal, I am afraid that the Phoenix family has already been completely destroyed in that battle. Since then, the Phoenix clan has been hostile towards the Xiao clan. If you don't have enough ability, how can you kill Dark Yanggong, hunt and kill your Phoenix family? Immediately, the second evil god, the Dark Emperor, the second evil god, and the leader of the Holy Clan took a step forward, and the sound of sneering resounded. Bang bang bang! Countless dark auras poured out, and pieces of spatial turbulence filled this forest boundary. Some of the slightly weak void areas turned out to be twisted abruptly, and there were faint traces of explosions. Secret. One of the Eightfold Reincarnation Order, and 2 half-step Eightfold Reincarnation Order. In the crowd, behind Feng Luani, 2 elders, a man and a woman, looked at the 3 young men in astonishment. In the current Phoenix clan, the strength of the patriarch Feng Luani has reached the half-step 8th level, Feng Xian and Feng Xia have reached the peak of the 7th level reincarnation level, and the remaining powerhouses are close to half-step 7 level, 6th level reincarnation level, but those strengths it is too weak, and it has no effect at this time. Looking at such a terrific lineup from outside the realm, it seems that these guys have definitely decided on them. It may only be a matter of time before it is destroyed. Xiao clan. At this moment, among the figures behind, there are some hoarse-roaring figures emerging. The meaning of hatred cannot be added. If it wasn't for the Xiao clan's disbelief at the beginning, how could their Phoenix clan be reduced to what they are today? The Phoenix family paid a very heavy price in order to help the Xiao family defeat the outside world, but in the end, the Xiao family was so ungrateful. What a Xiao clan! Shut up, this matter is full of doubts, don't mention it casually. Elder Feng Xian's expression was gloomy, and he questioned the figure behind him directly. Elder Feng Xian, things have reached this point, is it still necessary to protect the Xiao clan? The 9 profound Fire Lord and the Xiao clan are all of the same type. Elder Feng Xia next to him moved slightly, his eyes filled with madness. I will take action to stop the Dark Emperor and the Evil God Queen. Elder Feng Xian, Elder Feng Xia, and the rest will be handed over to you. The survival of the Phoenix family is up to you. Kill. As soon as the voice fell, the whole forest was suddenly surging, the sky and the earth changed color, and the 2 powerhouses suddenly fought together. And no matter how fierce the battle broke out here, no one in the Big Thousand could find out. After all, this attack from outside the territory was prepared. The whole world, the forest, at this moment, rapidly became dark, the demonic energy was overwhelming, and the evil and cold meaning filled the air, which made the faces of the strong Phoenix clan on the opposite side slightly moved. This battle is extraordinary, it is a battle of life and death. Patriarch, be careful, the power of these 2 evil gods is much more terrifying than that powerful saint. Looking at this scene, Feng Xian and the 2 stared solemnly at the tumbling cracked ground around them, where an extreme danger swept out. For a time, the hoarse and killing voices in the sky continued, and the strong men on both sides fought directly together. Except for the few high-level leaders who did not move for a long time, the whole world was in chaos. Darkness. Seeing that Feng Luani's hand was instantly selected by his side, the 3 evil figures headed by the Holy Emperor of Darkness couldn't help but sneer. They came prepared, and even the Great Thousand Palace was destroyed in their hands, and the mere Phoenix family was no exception. Their purpose is naturally to hunt down the many races that destroyed the world. Once they succeed, the army from outside the territory will come, and this world will be completely controlled by them. Just relying on the strength of one person can't contain me. After some fights, Feng Luani's face was graceful, and the endless shadow of the phoenix was entrenched behind him, and his tone was contemptuous. Obviously, although she is only half-step eightfold reincarnation level, her combat power is comparable to the real eightfold reincarnation level. Holy evil monarch, you lead the rest of the people to slaughter the remnants of the Phoenix clan. This patriarch, leave it to us. In the face of such a situation, the Dark Saint Emperor sneered, and directly joined hands with the 2 evil goddesses, and collided with Feng Luani in the wave of his hands, and a frightening force swept from the 2 evil gods. Out. The Holy Emperor of Darkness is also a ruthless person, so naturally Feng Luani will not have any opportunity to take advantage. The patriarch of the Phoenix clan not only possessed holy flames, but also controlled extremely superb fighting methods. In order to be safe, the 2 naturally decided to join hands to kill them. Dark Sacrament. At that time, the war between the 2 sides broke out. The enormous majesty of the Dark Saint Emperor's 8th reincarnation rank permeates the air, and the shriveled palm sticks out from the black robe, flashing a terrifying black light, as if the whole world will be submerged under it if it is waved at will. Go! After some running, the Dark Emperor roared out, and unexpectedly stretched out his palm from the darkness. The fierce and evil wind swept across the sky, and immediately grabbed it towards Fengluani's head. With just one blow, the void is shattered, and even the energy of heaven and earth is instantly dissipated here. If the latter is hit, I am afraid that it will instantly fall here. Nirvana Phoenix Flame. Facing the Holy Emperor of Darkness who used such terrifying power from the very beginning, Fengluani's complexion was a little dignified, and immediately he was bathed in golden sacred flames. The flames floated, and it turned into a phoenix feather that swept across the sky. When these phoenix feathers dominated by the fire of holy flame spread, the entire void that was enveloped and sealed by the outside world loosened slightly, and the power of evil spirits quickly disappear. Ming, Tianxian Blood Temple. Seeing Fengluani's attitude, the heretic god Nether Queen also sneered. Countless evil spirits emerged from his body, and immediately turned into a majestic black shadow in this world. Above the black shadow, countless evil lines surged, and those eyes that were silent, like the real death, were indifferent and ruthless. The two of them shot together, and the power shook everything in this void, and countless strong men showed panic. The two evil gods were attacked by the strongest, and even the patriarch Fengluani could not completely resist them. For them, the current situation seemed to be just a dying struggle. Shutian, Fengyu. As more and more phoenix feathers appeared, Fengluani seized the opportunity and took the lead before the two evil gods attacked. A cry emerged, and immediately countless golden yellow feathers rose from the ground and the forest, covering the body of the evil goddess with thunder. This is not good. For a time, the evil goddess, who was originally peaceful, suddenly filled with a sense of horror in her beautiful eyes. Although this kind of power has no appalling destructive power, its suppressive power is particularly powerful. The 14th ranked divine weapon in the human world, Shu Tianfenju, is it the power of suppression. Seeing the evil **** behind him being imprisoned in an instant, unable to resist at all, the Dark Saint Emperor smiled and looked at Fengluani. Such a method was unexpected. Unfortunately, the temporary seal of a heretic god cannot change the current situation. After doing all this, Fengluani's chest rose and fell violently, and behind it was the fusion of golden blood essence and holy flame. The blow just now was quite powerful, but it used too much power, and couldn't be used again. Just sealing an evil god, how can it change the current situation of destruction? Dark Sacred Abyss, Holy Blood Liberation, boom. For a time, the Dark Emperor's body was like a fountain, and countless powers poured out slowly, and he even covered the bodies of the two in an instant. Obviously, at this time, he did not intend to have any residue, and decided to completely obliterate her here. A bunch of dirty guys. Immediately, the two elders, Feng Xian and Feng Xia, looked at each other, and terrifying fluctuations swept out from their bodies, but no matter how violent the two erupted, they were faintly suppressed by the evil powers on the opposite side. Of crisis and despair came to mind. Is the dignified Phoenix family really going to be destroyed here? Fengluani, it's over. The Phoenix family, starting today, will completely disappear in this world. With a cold snort, Fengluani's delicate body shot out from the black ball of light like a broken flower and a willow. Even without the help of the heretic god, the current Fengluani would not be able to defeat the Dark Emperor head-on. The gap is too great. Dark Saint Emperor Sen's bone-chilling killing intent permeated the whole world. A dark stone flickered out, beating violently like a heart. The evil power in it, the world can be learned, as if even the air is in the air. It solidified under its shock, and the world was already turbulent, and the war became more and more intense. Fenghuan 9 heavens. At this moment, Fengluani, who was seriously injured, let out a smile, and beneath the bitter smile was a resolute killing intent. The body flickered, and a flame phoenix shadow of dozens of meters was crawling behind him, and the blood essence dripped on the holy flame phoenix shadow. Patriarch. Absolutely not. Seeing such a righteous move by the patriarch, countless strong people from the Phoenix family were shocked, and a sense of grief poured into their hearts. Don't go there. Only in this way can you protect a trace of the Phoenix bloodline. Our elders of the Phoenix clan are sinners of the Phoenix clan. You descendants, you can pass on the blood of our Phoenix family. At this moment, a group of high-level bodies headed by Feng Xian and the others were also bathed in brilliant light, and the violent power surged rapidly. The 3 superpowers from outside the territory are coming. Why do they not know how to make a sound? That is, under such a righteousness of life and death, the edge of the sealed void in the distance suddenly burst out with endless fiery flames. Among the fluctuations, there is no shortage of holy flames, and some kind of terrible fluctuations that are also in the eightfold reincarnation order. The Holy Emperor of Darkness, who was about to perform a sure-kill blow, looked at the raging flames rising in the distance, but he felt a very uncomfortable feeling in his heart. To be able to break the void seal they cast, I am afraid that the comer is not a simple thing. The flames surged, and there was suddenly a sacred aura in the darkness shrouded in the void, and several figures rushed towards here. Endless Flame Alliance. Mistress Zuna. The Patriarch of the Swallowing Clan. The Lord of the Sword Domain. You. Seeing this scene, Feng Xian spoke first, with joy in his voice, unable to calm down for a long time. With their help, this catastrophe of the Phoenix clan will definitely be resolved. This is the internal affairs of our Phoenix family, we don't need to. Even if 3 people showed up, Feng Luani hesitated for a while and then said. The Phoenix family is noble by nature. Zuna is the mistress of the Endless Flame Alliance, and belongs to the same lineage as Xiao Yan. Now the Phoenix family is hostile to the Xiao family, and even if they die in battle, they will not easily accept the help of the latter. But her heart is also entangled. At the beginning, the Xiao clan incident was only spread based on falsehoods, and no one saw it with their own eyes. And now the strong Phoenix clan here is the last bloodline between heaven and earth. Feng Luani is the most patriarch, so he naturally hopes that the bloodline of the Phoenix clan will continue, even if he is burdened with many crimes. Senior Feng's words are bad. Zuna said with a smile. She obviously knew the ins and outs of the Phoenix clan's affairs, but before there was sufficient evidence, the 9 profound Fire Lord and the Xiao clan's affairs could not be brought to light. We are not helping you, but helping Dakian world. The Lord of the Sword region and the King of Swallowing Soul looked at each other, and immediately laughed. The Lord of the Sword domain at the peak of the 7th reincarnation rank, the Swallowing King of the 8th reincarnation, and the Zuna who has just stepped into the 6th reincarnation. Come here, then let's die together. Darkness. Looking at this scene, the Dark Emperor was also a little bit troubled, but the latter's gloomy eyes suddenly burst into light, and he slowly licked the corner of his mouth, as if a madman was brewing some Xeon kills. Tricks. Master of the Sword region, the heretic god is about to break the seal, so she will hand it over to you. The remaining powerhouses will deal with a group of Evilders headed by the Holy Evil Monarch. Let me meet this guy in person. The Spirit Swallowing King sneered, and the flame fluctuations around him became more and more hot. We join forces to kill him as soon as possible. Although there is still a lot of dissatisfaction in her heart, at the moment of the racial crisis, Feng Luani can only temporarily put her grievances aside. Okay. The voice fell, and everyone did not talk nonsense, and the majestic power of reincarnation that rolled up around the body scattered in the sky. Swallowing Spirit Seal. The King of Swallowing Spirit took the brunt of the charge, raising his arms and shouting. A dazzling flaming handprint formed out of thin air, which contained a shocking and terrifying fluctuation. The hands were suddenly pushed out, the void vibrated, and the whole world became restless. Tear. The shriveled and icy palm of the Dark Saint Emperor took a photo from the air, and the terrifying blow of the King of Swallowing Spirit was annihilated out of thin air. After doing all this, the dark aura surging around the Holy Emperor of Darkness turned out to have a pair of extremely evil dark footprints crawling under his feet. There are no rules in the footprints of darkness, but with the movement of the Holy Emperor of Darkness, the vast evil power pouring out of them actually ruthlessly destroys everything here. King Swallowing Spirit, Feng Luani's bright complexion is very ugly. I can't let him continue like this. Feng Luani's silver teeth were light, and the sacred and noble phoenix flames flashed in her eyes. For a time, the entire void was ruthlessly trampled on by this black footprint. In the area after it was trampled, almost all creatures were easily swallowed by it. The dark footprints continued to expand, and there were faint terrifying traces of encroaching on the world. In the face of such a tragic situation, there was a special power flashing between the eyebrows of King Swallowing Spirit, and he snorted coldly, swallowing flame technique. Flame Palace. In the cold voice, the body of the Spirit Swallowing King became a little taller. With the display of this fighting skill, the strength of the whole body has been raised to a level close to the peak of the eightfold reincarnation, and it even appeared in the mind. A magnificent flame shrine emerges. He put his palms together, quickly formed a seal, his fingers touched the void, and the magnificent flame palaces gushed out from the void, and they were lined up to form a magnificent palace of imprisonment. Above the shrine, endless fiery red flames are rising, sacred, magnificent, and inviolable. The latter will be completely set off like a ruler above the sky. It's mystifying. Dark Seal, destroy me. In the face of the spirit-swallowing king, who had the blessing of swallowing the flame technique, who displayed such a terrifying attack, the dark eyes of the Holy Emperor of Darkness loosened slightly, and a cryptic creature slowly poured out. Dark creatures are dormant in the void, watching the fire palace in the distance vigilantly. Even though the void is now extremely beautifully decorated by the flame palace, there is a huge crisis lurking around the dark creatures evolved from the Dark Seal. The shrine collapsed, it fell. The King of Swallowing Spirit didn't have any reservations. He pressed the palm of his hand against the void below, and the fire palace suddenly collapsed and shattered, tilting down like a swarm of meteors. For a while, the evil aura in the entire void was quickly wiped out, and some weak evil auras were completely wiped out under such an attack. The fire of the shrine, the sacred wreckage with incomparable fluctuations, slaughtered away those evil auras, but it has greatly increased the Phoenix family and others, nourishing their scarred bodies. What? The miserable tragic screams lingered constantly between this world. Such a terrifying attack by the Swallowing King instantly wiped out half of the evil army. What a bunch of trash. Looking at the many troops below, they were actually on the verge of falling under the Spirit-Swallowing King's demigod-level fighting skill. The Dark Holy Emperor's color seemed even crazier, and his face scorched by flames also looked even more hideous. The evil army sent to obliterate the Spirit-Swallowing clan and the Sword territory was so vulnerable that they even found their traces. Miscalculated. Dark evil spirit, show up. Engage everything in this world. All the creatures here will turn into your purest power. Ha ha ha. The Dark Holy Emperor sneered, and then he bent his palm into a claw shape and slammed it out towards his chest. The black blood of evil was scattered in the void, and it was strangely arranged and trembled, as if some kind of strange creature was crossing the shackles of time and space and came quickly. In the strange formation composed of black blood, the sound of broken mirrors resounded, and suddenly a behemoth bathed in black flames slowly climbed out of the blood formation. At the moment he appeared, this world suddenly became quiet, as if some kind of creature with destructive power suddenly broke into here, ready to slaughter wantonly, start the killing. On the gloomy face of the Dark Saint Emperor, there was a burst of laughter. At the same time obliterating the Dark Yanggong and the Phoenix family, such a remarkable achievement. If you return to the outside world, you will definitely get a very huge reward. During the conversation, even the two half-step eightfold reincarnation level powerhouses around him unconsciously stepped back dozens of steps. The evil spirit that the Dark Emperor is using now is bestowed by the Supreme Saint of the Saints, who once gnawed on several eightfold reincarnation orders. It is naturally easy for a strong person to deal with the strong people of the Phoenix family. The Dark Holy Emperor who can force you to use such means is not a disgrace to your illustrious reputation. As soon as the voice fell, the entire void trembled. With the appearance of the dark evil spirit creature, a dark energy suddenly swept through the entire void. In the darkness, the void was surging slightly, and evil spirit creatures appeared one after another, as if they were hunting their own delicious food. As for the Flame God Palace, which the Spirit-Swallowing King finally displayed, it disappeared rapidly in the darkness, and the powerless pale and gloomy grey aura filled the void, completely replacing everything here. At this moment, the strong Phoenix clan, including the Spirit-Swallowing King and others, all had serious eyes and gathered around each other. The void was slowly submerged, as if the dark evil spirit had opened its monstrous mouth and was chewing all the life here with relish. Under this darkness, their power seemed to have been weakened a lot. Bang! Zuna and Fengluani's bodies began to burn violently with the holy flame, and even a trace of black air was noisy, trying to swallow up the holy flame. In this darkness, countless strong men of the Phoenix family desperately resisted the erosion of darkness. The majestic power of reincarnation evaporated, but they were unable to break through the shackles of the dark evil spirits. One after another, screams sounded one after another. Even though they did their best to resist the erosion of darkness, their attack and defense were vulnerable under the overwhelming evil force. Swords, lights, swords, and shadows flickered in the darkness, blood and phoenix feathers were scattered randomly, and the whole battle situation was extremely miserable. Everyone, help me. At this moment, seeing that the bloodline of the sick Phoenix family is getting less and less, Fengluani's beautiful eyes are red, and the clear voice resounds, which is filled with a strong resentment. Tear. Although he can't see the true face of the evil creatures, but the latter bites at will, and many strong people die. If they wait like this, I am afraid they will only fall here. Wait, there is a familiar atmosphere. At such a time of crisis, King Swallowing Spirit was keenly aware of something, and he hurriedly scolded him. His body suddenly froze, and his brows turned directly to the footholds of the three evil powerhouses. At this time, in the originally pitch-black void, an endless dazzling flame suddenly rose up, and in the flame, it seemed that there was a familiar figure. Fortunately, I caught up. Leave the rest to me. The flames surged, and endless power began to emerge from his body. Xiao Yang smiled and said something to the people behind him. Xiao Yang. Looking at the figure in front of him, a chilling killing intent swept through the heart without reservation. Such a sinister intent could even easily invade their souls. If it weren't for some tedious things, how could you, the descendant of the Xiao family, grow to such a degree? Seeing Xiao Yang's figure emerge, the Dark Emperor, the evil god Nether Queen and the holy evil monarch stood on the body of the dark evil spirit at the same time, looking at Xiao Yang with resentment. Xiao Yang didn't answer, just raised his hand slightly, and an ancient cauldron the size of a palm poured out, quietly suspended in front of Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang knew that the strength of these three was not bad, and they had a lot of means. Want to kill us? Feeling Xiao Yang's killing intent so close at hand, the Dark Emperor sneered, and the evil power in his body began to flicker. Go! Xiao Yang still went his own way. With a flick of his finger, an unusually turbulent energy suddenly poured into the Flame God Cauldron. Everyone looked up and saw that the Flame God Cauldron was rapidly expanding, and the splendid sacred flame instantly took over the world. When the cauldron appeared, the endless sacred prohibition instantly imprisoned all the evil forces such as the Emperor of Darkness in the cauldron with raging flames, causing these supreme powerhouses to let out a shocking roar. The Yangshan Ding's divine power is monstrous, and when coupled with the burning of Xiao Yang's 9-color holy flame, it is very unbearable for human beings. Being in the Flame God Cauldron, the evil power in the bodies of the three powerhouses seemed to fail in an instant. They couldn't help but need to resist the purification and burning of the 9-color holy flame, or resist the repressive force of the Flame God Cauldron. Greatly increased. The breath of fear and death quietly poured into my heart. It seems that the current Xiao Yang has grown to such a terrifying level that the three of them are helpless. Affected by such a terrifying attack, the bodies of the three evil powerhouses gradually had bursts of black energy rising, and the dark skin had already been torn apart by their baked skin, and even the bones were looming, very terrifying. The Flame God Cauldron was originally a powerful being among the divine tools. With just a few of them, it was naturally impossible to break free from the shackles of the divine tool. The three powerhouses, so defeated. The screams of the three people emerged, and the powerful people of the Phoenix family behind turned out to be stunned. They never imagined that this existence, which was like a disaster for the Phoenix family, was as cowardly and ridiculous as a baby in Xiao Yang's hands. Is this really a descendant of the Xiao clan? Your conspiracy, what is it? At this moment, Xiao Yang took a step forward, his body appeared beside the three evil powerhouses, his palms quickly changed some mysterious patterns, and three strange beams of light instantly bound him tightly. At this moment, with the use of Xiao Yang's rigorous means, the last hope in the hearts of the three was completely wiped out. The three evil powerhouses are still trying to struggle, but under Xiao Yang's current eightfold reincarnation rank strength and the control of the Flame God Cauldron, they can't make any waves at all. What awaits them is probably the refining of divine weapons and holy flames. Xiao Yang? Looking at this savior-like descendant of the Xiao clan, countless Phoenix clan powerhouses who survived the catastrophe did not have the slightest gratitude, and even his eyes were slightly red, with a crazy killing intent gushing. If it wasn't for the Xiao clan at the beginning, wouldn't their Phoenix clan be reduced to what they are today? All of this is the fault of the Xiao clan. It seems that the crisis has been lifted. Xiao Yang waved his hand slowly, and naturally felt the gloomy killing intent from the powerful group below. Until this moment, the King of Swallowing Spirit was also helplessly spreading his hands. Who would have thought that Xiao Yang had only been separated from him for so long, and the latter's strength and combat effectiveness had reached such a terrifying level? Why? Do you want to cross the river and demolish the bridge? Sensing the change in the aura of the surrounding figures, the King of Swallowing Spirit and the Lord of the Sword region looked at each other and said vigilantly. The reason why they rushed to rescue the Phoenix clan after solving the catastrophe in their respective clans, more or less wanted to resolve such grievances. After all, the two forces had already decided to join the Endless Flame Alliance. The grievances of the Phoenix clan and the power of the Endless Flame Alliance will undoubtedly become unprecedentedly huge. At that time, with the ability of the Endless Flame Alliance, even in the face of the civil strife of the Dragon Clan, it is not a bad idea. This video will end here.